This episode of Truth Table is brought to you by our NAACP Image Award nominated book, Truth Table, Black Women's Musings on Life, Love, and Liberation. Get it where all books are sold.
Sisters, how y'all feel? Brothers, y'all all right? If this is your first time at Truth Table, welcome to the table. And if you've been sitting at the table with us all these years, we are so grateful that you have been listening to us through these years, and we are inviting you to partner with us and support our work at patreon.com/truthstable. Now pull up a chair and have a seat at the table with us. Hey y'all, welcome to Truth Table, Midwives of Culture for Grace and Truth. I'm Academy.
And I'm Christina.
This table is built by Black women and for Black women. So welcome to the table. See how you doing, girl?
Listen, I'm doing good.
Good.
You know, I'm doing well. I will say that 2024 has been, I told you it's very loud and strong and wrong, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now. How are you doing?
How are you? Shout out to Andre 3000,
Listen.
who is the only rapper acting right. Okay, he gave us a flute album.
He did.
You know what? We need to put some respect on his name. I've loved Andre 3000. This is a tangent. Since fourth grade.
This was a turn.
But I think we need to give the man some respect.
Listen.
He gave us what we needed.
First of all, we do need mindful meditation. That's what we do need. We do need to settle down
Because it's
and listen to that flute.
It's getting hot out here.
I do think we have someone with us who probably has an opinion about
We do.
Someone is
y'all.
amongst us is looking
We
giving us
do.
the holy side eye.
We do, y'all. So listen, the topic on the table is Christianity and pop culture. And so we have our brother, Derek Minor, here. Rapper extraordinaire.
Come on.
Who often delves into this intersection. So we thought it would be great to have him here at the table with us.
Yeah.
Derek Minor, welcome. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. We did not need a flute album.
Okay. We didn't need a flute album.
We didn't need it. We wanted a rap album.
Well,
we
did.
Let's talk about
we
that.
wanted it.
We did not need no flute album right
You're
now.
right. You're right. Well, before we go into
I'm sorry.
we're going to return.
I just had to.
No.
I wanted to
you're
make
right.
sure that I did not.
There's
we
levels to
didn't
that
need no
conversation.
flute album.
I need,
But Christina, tell the people.
to introduce
Tell the
Derek.
people.
Say it with your chest, Mike.
Right, listen.
Right now, because
We in for a ride.
when I introduce, then you'll understand why he coming out the gate.
Strong.
Firm opinion, okay?
Strong.
Derek Minor
Yeah.
is a talented American rapper, producer, and songwriter known for his impactful contributions to the hip hop and rap scene. He gained recognition for his thought-provoking lyrics. He is indeed a deep well, a true thinker. I added that. Creative beats and his ability to address meaningful themes within his music. His music often combines powerful storytelling with a faith-based perspective, addressing topics ranging from social justice, come on, somebody got to tell the truth, to personal struggles. We all got them. His latest album, Nobody's Perfect, which is why he shared that opinion about Andre a moment ago, delves into themes of healing, embracing the beauty in imperfection, and overcoming adversity. With a sonically diverse and eclectic sound, it takes listeners on a transformative journey through raw emotions and personal growth. Let's grow up, y'all. Despite its commercial appeal, the album remains deeply introspective, inspiring audiences to find strength and solace in their vulnerabilities and struggles. Come on, Derek Minor. Welcome to Truth
Welcome
Table
to the table, Derek.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Okay, wait, but before we get into your story, let's
Okay.
talk about this flute album real quick.
We gonna talk about the flute album.
First of all, okay, here's my thing.
Okay.
Technically, I do feel like we needed, Andre gave us what we needed in the moment. We had a lot, think about the way 2023 ended. There was a lot of turmoil and chaos going on in the community. We needed to take a beat, but we wanted a rap album.
For sure.
We were waiting for a rap album.
did.
That's what we
We did.
wanted. I still want that, but he's moved on.
Now he said it would be interesting.
Okay.
So I feel like
maybe
he's
there's a door.
warming up to the idea of the rap album.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he just said that, you know what, a rap album at my age will be challenging. I like it.
Okay.
So he might be,
Everybody,
you know,
everybody pray for Andre right
pray,
now.
pray for the rap album we need.
So that we might be blessed.
Yes, that's what we want. That that's what we want, man.
Yes.
We did not want him playing a piccolo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, some
wasn't on our
look,
bingo card.
I
It wasn't.
well, I'm gonna tell you, for me,
It wasn't on my bingo
you know, I didn't. You can't bump that in the cutlets.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you can't.
So it didn't. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really work in the
it's
cutlets.
definitely for early morning centering or late night go to sleep.
I
That's
rock with it for
That's
sure.
it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
it. That's it.
Yeah. So, anyway, Derek, tell us about yourself. Who is Derek Minor? How
Off
did you
the
come
bio.
to be?
Off the bio.
Yeah. Who are
Besides
you
that
really?
bio, which is highly impressive. Tell us who
Who are you really?
Country.
We need country people.
Check.
Yeah, country. Honest, real. Like I come from so my family's all from Pontiac, Michigan.
Mhm.
My mom worked at a factory most of my life. My dad was a jazz fusion musician.
Oh wow.
So that's where I got a lot of my eclectic taste. Like my mom wouldn't even let me really listen to rap. I had to sneak and listen to it.
Well,
And then my dad made me listen to everything.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
so that's why all my music is always has a lot of movement to it. But I grew up in church. I grew up in the Pentecostal, Pentecostal Assemblies of the World.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
because you know we talk about there's levels
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I
There's
love
levels.
it.
That's
Yeah.
why I was at the PAW. So grew up and we're at a convention and somebody walks in and says, "We got to pray for our kids."
Mhm.
They in there listening to the devil's music. And my mom said, "I wonder who that is."
Well,
And guess who leading the pack?
Oh,
Your boy.
what?
So I was like, you know, that was where I was, you know, the more somebody try to keep you away from something, it's
For
almost like
sure.
the more you're gonna be driven to it.
for sure.
So like that was my first time kind of like getting into music and rapping. I was like, man, I love God and I'm gonna put music to it. So I got serious about music in college. That's also where I met my wife. We've been married 15 years.
Love it.
Got two boys.
Lovely.
I got a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. So for me, it's all about being a good father, being a good husband. Like, you know, I didn't grow up. My dad was although, you know, we did music together, he was a really good musician, struggling father though. You know, he didn't really have a lot to go off of. So that's my pleasure, is to be able to like raise my kids and to be there for them. Like,
It's beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, thank you for that reminder and just the gracious way that you described that. Right.
Yeah.
You know, and my hope and prayer is that we are best at the things that count the most.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
That we're best at
Yeah.
the things that count the most. Right. So, and I love following you online because you had, you know, this is a funny man. But also a deep well, right?
Mhm.
And I tend to think that the funniest people are also sometimes the smartest people too.
Mhm.
So,
All right, I'll take it.
and you engage social media. In my mind, there's reason to your rhyme, but I don't know. Can you tell us a little bit about how you approach showing up publicly on social media, your social media voice?
You know, I don't know. I think for me, it's almost like I just want to be myself, and I just want, like, the things that I'm passionate about. I always feel like there has to be someone out there that they're passionate about the same thing, but they may not have the words to be able to say it.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of how I've always approached music. So like within Christian music, there's kind of like a formula. It is the white soccer mom and making music about like ocean waves and things like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Happy clappy.
right. So I come in there, I'm talking about people selling crack. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm talking about like fatherhood issues.
Crack's
So it's
what?
like, it kind of like, I kind of disrupted a lot early on in my career, especially.
Right.
But I did that because I felt like there's people from where I'm from,
Absolutely.
no one's talking for them.
That's right.
They don't have people that are telling their story. So that's how I approach social media. But I also am like, yo, I'm not gonna be a robot. So sometimes I just do stuff just to remind people like I'm still human.
Well,
Like, cause I don't like the idea of people being able to curate me. I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I want to just be me.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I approach it.
Do you have this is a follow-up. Do you have a sense of what people would want to curate you into? Do you feel the pull of who you're supposed to be in that part of the music industry? Like, who is that?
I do. I think that people want me to probably model more of a Lecrae or KB type guy who, like, when you see their platform, it's very curated. They're very like, it's about Jesus. It's really serious, and it's that, and that's my brothers. But that ain't me. I'm country. Like we gotta tell it like it is. I'm not as good a politician as them. Like I feel like Lecrae could be president. Like he's very good at navigating spaces in that way. But for me, I don't necessarily care about that.
The diplomat.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily caring about being a diplomat. I'm really speaking for the trenches is what I feel like a lot. So it's like, that's kind of the approach that I take. So I feel like, and then I also feel like as a Black person, people want to curate the Blackness off of you. They want you to be Black enough to be the diversity guy, but they don't want the fullness of that, right? They don't want the fullness of that experience. And for me, I'm like, you're not going to get to curate my history and my story. So I'm just going to tell it like it is. And it might ruffle your feathers. Imagine how it was for me when I had to live it. It was pretty feather ruffling, right? You know what I mean?
My feathers are gone.
Right. I don't have any feathers. I'm a butt naked. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. Like, I'm out here. You know, so like for me, I'm like, I'm not gonna let you curate that part of my life. I'm not gonna hold it back. Obviously, you know, no one likes to overshare, guy. And I think I've done that before. Like I've been like, you know,
we all ooze a bit.
we threw it a little too far out there. But my whole focus is just really telling the story about where I came from and for the people that, like, I got cousins that if I get up here on some weirdo stuff, I'm gonna get the call like, bro, you know that ain't you, bro. Like, chill out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
I like that.
That's it.
Yeah. So you've stayed. Well, first of all, the curation, I hear objectification, right? So they only want you in this way,
right,
in this manner, for this long,
right? That's
and commodification,
Boom.
As well. But then also staying close, to the source of your authenticity. So family, friends from back home, they could be like, wait a minute now, switch it up now.
That matters to me.
Yeah, right. That matters to you. And then also you just talking about very real subjects. Like you talked about, selling crack. Like, wait, like God has something to say about that.
Right,
and so
sure.
giving people, like letting people know that this is not out of the boundaries of what God cares about or what God would speak to. And so I think it's powerful, that you have the courage to talk about those types of issues, And
I think the irony is like when you go, all right, if you just go to churches, right? Like just go to the typical church. How many people in our churches are addicted to drugs or have a different type of addiction?
Right.
Addicted to something, right?
That's right.
But for some reason, we have to try to pretend that we're okay. And I feel like that's the reason why, especially in the information age, that the church is losing so much ground. It's because a lot of people just fake. Yeah. They won't talk about that. They won't talk about that they're in the middle of a process of healing. Yeah. As opposed to, they're always talking about a place of victory. And we only talk about our victories, right?
Yeah.
But we don't talk about the things that we're fighting at this moment.
Right now.
And that it's like, no, this is a thorn in my flesh right now. I'm fighting this thing. You know what I'm saying? And I always want to create space for people that are there because they're believers too. Yes. There's believers with addictions. There's, you know what I'm saying? There's believers with struggles. Like, and I think to me, that only shows the glory of God because it shows that he uses crooked sticks to make straight lines all the time. Yes. Ain't none of us just perfect.
So Derek, so talking about, those real issues that people are really going through, trying to lift the veil, right, of the, of all of the facade, people put on and walk into church. How do you manage or toe the line? Like, what is the line, I suppose, before one becomes a habitual line stepper? How do you stay within the bounds? Because you talk about a whole host of different things and things that are going on in pop culture. Like I remember about a week or two ago, I think you talked about Kanye. You love Kanye. So you talked about his album and whatnot. I'm just lifting that up because that's salient. But like, where do you feel like I might have gone too far, or no, I'm just right? Like, how do you discern that? And what is your method for like what pop culture issues or subjects you're going to talk about and navigate through to help people? Because I mean, brother Kanye has been going through some things
for
some time, and sometimes he's spot on, and sometimes he be
way
wrong, strong and wrong,
way
and we all have these tendencies, right?
Sure.
I think we know he's been suffering for some time, but
yeah. So in the past, I would just jump on anything that I felt in the moment. And I think that was very immature. I think, there was times when I probably should have been a lot more thoughtful. Now, I don't really hop on anything unless I can find a way to take pop culture and point it to some level of healing or growth.
Yeah.
Right? So with the Kanye thing I was talking about how, he was on the path of doing like the Jesus is King stuff. And I was like, man, I wish we would have saw that mature a little bit more, but it seems like he's more on back to the My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, the Red Vultures.
Exactly, right. And the whole idea for me talking is like, he's a person that his music is reflecting where he's at spiritually, right? The whole reason I said that is in hopes. It's not for people to say, oh, let's bash Kanye, but it's really to pray.
Yeah.
Because think about this guy. This guy is, he was on a path talking about God, and regular Kanye fashion, mad extreme. Next thing you know, he's not with his wife.
Yes.
Separation. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the darkness that he's in right now is probably a reflection of those real life issues. And I think sometimes we forget about that because people are just avatars to us.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's really was the main reason why I wanted to talk about that. So now when I try to pick topics, either it has to be funny and harmless as much as it can, or I have to be able to find a way. It's like, okay, how can I find a way to use this as a teachable moment or be able to inspire someone? Like that's really what I feel like my brand is: motivation and inspiration, not just challenging all the time. Like I want to motivate people.
Yeah. Spot on. And I'm excited about when we come back from this break. We're going to throw out some topics.
Oh,
Let's get it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
We're going to chop it up.
I think I'm ready. I don't know. I might be ready.
That's what we do talk over.
All right. We at the truth table. So
at the truth table.
You got to tell the truth.
Table.
You got to tell the truth.
So be sure to stay with us and we'll be right back. Our NAACP Image Award nominated book, Truth Table, Black Women's Musings on Life, Love, and Liberation, is making waves and shifting culture. I closed this book feeling like I had just partaken in a multi-course meal, filled with grace and the courage to carry on. And I believe you'll finish this book feeling the same way. Morgan Harper Nichols, artist and poet. Buy Truth Table, Black Women's Musings on Life, Love, and Liberation at our website or wherever books are sold. So we are back, and y'all know we've been chopping it up.
We have.
With Derek, say it with your chest. I got an opinion on that minor. and we've been having a good time, y'all. I mean, this is a fun one, Kevin. This is really a fun one.
Time. So I was about to ask you another question, but that's okay.
No, what was you about to ask me?
No, I was curious about if you had ever considered this is my throwaway question because I was like, I want to ask you, but the other thing, but comedy. I wonder, have you ever tried some improv comedy, stand-up comedy? Because you are funny. I wonder, have you ever thought about it?
I feel like if I got put on the spot, I'd be trash.
The nerves.
It is a skill.
It's a skill.
Like, it's all about timing.
Sure.
It's really yeah. So I feel like I'm just good. My whole family is hilarious.
Yes.
Like our barbecues is crazy. We just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that's what I'm gonna stick with.
In the moment, you're good.
The in the moment ridiculousness.
Yes.
I don't know if I could do a whole set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
We hear you.
Cool. Okay.
So add that to your future goals.
Yeah.
I had to practice.
Planting the seed.
Little seed. Little seed plant.
Let the Holy Ghost water it. No, but I've always admired just the fact that I could turn on. Well, this doesn't happen often, y'all. ESPN. Because I used to watch sports religiously. Actually, people don't know that. Fun fact.
Listen, fun fact.
I used to.
So
I'm just, you gotta take care of yourself.
Row them both.
But I could turn on ESPN or NBA game, and I'm like, that's Derek. I know him, and I'll hear your music. And I think that is so cool. And so I am curious about how it is that Derek Minded just gets his songs on the NBA, NFL, ESPN, Sports Center. I hear it all the time. Yeah. Like, how did that happen? I just think it's such a great witness that a Christian can be in such a huge, huge secular, however you feel about secular, sacred, arena, and just really pumping up Jesus. How does that hyping up Jesus? How did that happen?
Yeah, it was really intentional. I'm an avid gamer with, I play 2K. That's my game.
Okay.
I'm a 2K, NBA 2K fan. I buy it every year. I play Fortnite with the kids. I watch sports. And one day I'm like, man, how are these songs? First off, how are these songs so bad? Was number one. For a season, the sports music was bad. It sounded like Nintendo's.
Yeah,
like, it sounded like a bunch of Nintendo's, right? Very Nintendo-y.
Yes,
very Nintendo-y. So yeah. So I was like, man, first off, why is it so bad? But then two, like, how do you get to it? So one day I was in LA and I was actually recording the verse for the Reach Records Christmas album. And I reconnected with a friend named Alex Hitchens. And I was telling him, like, man, how do you get music into that? Because that's what he does. He was like, bro, let's go out to pizza. I go out to pizza and I meet my homeboy Luke. And the rest is history.
That's great.
Like he started just like commissioning projects from me. So the first one I did it all by myself, but now I try to include artists that are in the space to give them a shot. So I'm working on a project called Highlight Tapes Volume 2. Volume 1's already out. But like I really go and pick artists like on the last one, like John Keith was on it. Who else was on it? It was tons of like Paris Cariz and tons of different artists were on the project to give them exposure into that other world, right? So
lifting as you climb.
Well,
look, that's what we gotta do.
And that's just a great story about just
we need truth table.
naming out loud what you
when you need us, let us know. Because we write. I'm just saying.
Let's get it.
Truth table theme song. I'm just saying we be writing.
She's like, send for us. What I was going to say, besides the plug to get us a job, what I was going to say is that's a good reminder to say what you want.
Yeah, for
Listen,
sure.
Because I think the truth is a lot of us want all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just and then we're like, oh, it's not happening for me. It's not.
I'm too desperate.
Yeah, or whatever. You have to say out loud what you're interested in, and I think that's a good reminder even for myself and for all those who are listening in. So we got Derek sitting right here, and I think it's time for a new segment that I'm here baptizing right now called Derek's Hot Takes.
Wait, what? Derek's what?
Derek's Hot Takes.
Hot takes. Okay.
All right.
All
right.
All the way.
Let's get to it.
All the way from Pontiac, Michigan.
Let's get it. Let's heat it up. All right.
I'm gonna throw out some topics. He's gonna help me just throw out some topics, and I just want you just to let us know. Just tell us how you feel about it. How it's hitting you today, and I'm gonna give you a disclaimer.
All right.
So to the listeners, this is how Derek currently feels at this present moment. Okay. He ain't had time to pray about it. He ain't time to think about it. He might change his mind.
He didn't even know we were going to do
this.
He might change his mind when he leaves this recording. Okay. So give him grace. Right. Give him grace. But he's rolling with us right now.
Or give me smoke, whichever one. Give me grace and give me smoke. I'm ready for whatever.
Listen, sometimes there is the grace of smoke.
Right.
Hello. So we're in 2024, and the big thing that's going to be happening this year is an election.
Oh yeah,
it is.
I tried to block it out of my mind.
Come on,
I tried to, but
yeah. So that's what's happening this year if we make it that far. And so
right,
if the Lord tarries.
Listen, because it's wild times.
It's crazy out here.
So I would love so two things I want to hear hot takes on your thoughts on. One is what this election season is going to really be like. What's your predictions? What you thinking? How the folk gonna act? And then the other one is a flashback. I would love to hear Derek Miner's interpretation of January 6th.
Come on, cover, Lord, cover. That could be a trigger.
I bet.
What you got?
So the first one is, what do we think is gonna happen this year?
What
think is gonna be president?
How this gonna go? How the folks gonna be acting?
I feel like honestly, first off, we know people gonna be acting a fool. Like Yeah, I think that the closer, like, think about how tense it is now. It's only going to ramp up as because the stakes are going to get higher.
That's right.
And also the candidates are going to get more desperate. So desperate times will call for desperate measures, and you're going to start seeing a lot of emotional and fear manipulation. And I think that's what we see the result of when we say like things are going crazy. It's the strategic manipulation of fear and anxiety in people, because that's the best way. Well, I won't say the best way. It's the easiest way to get people to move.
It's the cheat sheet.
Right. If I make you afraid, I can get you to move quickly.
That's right.
And efficiently. Right. Well, maybe not efficiently, but quickly, urgently to where I want you to go. So, I mean, to me, I feel like that's every election cycle with the advent of all of these like AI things and all of that. And then I think people have just gotten so much better at understanding how to make people move with the internet that it's going to be chaotic. You know, it's going to be chaos. And I think, what did they say? That Facebook had thousands of data points on us and so much time to know, like, and to think that that's just Facebook. But think about how many data points Instagram have, which is owned by Facebook. Think about TikTok.
Yeah.
I think about.
I'm not on the clock app, but yes,
you know what I'm saying? Right. But a lot of people are. Think about it.
Yeah.
Joe Biden said that TikTok was a risk, like a security risk, and then started a TikTok page.
Listen, oh my gosh.
Listen, because both are true. He's like, I need it, and it's a problem.
Clock
exactly.
it.
So like, it's a crazy. We're in a crazy time. So yeah, that's what I think. As far as January 6th.
Come on now.
Only thing I said, man, white folks acting crazy right now. I didn't really have no opinion besides
I'm always glad when we're not there.
I was like, yo, it was a few of us sprinkled in there, but you know, it was like,
I know, but
I don't know what you doing out there, bro. Like, why are you out there, bro? Like, this is not you go for real, go to jail. Bro.
Yes.
They may not go to jail, bro, but you playing with your life.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was really my only thought with the January 6th thing.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for warming up with those hot takes. Kimberly, what do you want to hear Derek talk about in this segment? Derek, hot takes.
I don't, you know what's coming up for me? I'm staying away from it. This thing's in progress, so I'm not bringing that one up. But I have
external conversation.
But I am curious about your thoughts, you know, about the D9. Because the Divine Nine, this is a Black Greek letter organization, fraternity sorority. Because you know, some Christians have it's a very polarizing subject. I'm curious about what's your hot take on the fraternity, Black fraternities and sororities.
So,
and we will talk about this on Truth Table.
Yeah. So I actually I started pledging Alpha. I was gonna be an Alpha. All my homies was Alpha. But I think you'd be foolish to think like that those fraternities and sororities haven't done any good in our culture. So I think it's polarizing for a reason. Like, you know, for like when you look at in colleges and you see how, you know, some men will walk in. I've literally watched guys walk in. They just like, you know, kind of students. And then you watch them and they're like going off to lead like great things. I've seen that those sororities and fraternities create great leaders out of men and women. Absolutely. So I think it is a challenge. This is one of those things I think that you're going to, I'm not going to create an allegiance to anything like that. That was hard for me. But I don't think that, I think you have to, it's a conscious thing. You have to look at your conscious and whatever and think, can you, you know, what are you getting out of it and what's the value and are you able to glorify God? I don't think everybody has the same answer for that. You know, that's just my opinion.
Listen, that was a very thoughtful hot take. Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful.
You want me to ask another?
Yeah, I did too.
Okay. I am curious about your thoughts about Beyonce and this quest, because that's how I see it, for this Album of the Year award.
Yeah.
And think about this in the context of Jay-Z's conversation. I mean, I'm sorry, speech at the Grammys. Talk to me about your thoughts about all of that.
So I think I have all right. I don't think that Beyonce is doing country music to get album of the year.
Oh, okay.
Okay, make it plain.
I don't think that's the point.
Okay.
Because you have to, if being in Nashville, country music, it's a very good old boy system. Like it's one of those places where if the people in Nashville don't really want you to have that access, then you're not going to get it. I don't think so. I don't think that's what's happening. I think that the whole Renaissance, the whole Renaissance series is about her reclaiming art that people think is often white and reattaching it to its Black roots. Think about house music. Like house music started, it's in Chicago. It's a very Midwest Chicago, Michigan, Detroit thing, right? Then we're thinking country, you know what I'm saying? Then we're doing country music. Like when you look at country music, the Black people were the first cowboys.
Absolutely.
Right? That you got Charlie Pride, the father of country music, right? So when I think that the whole Renaissance series is more about reattaching Blackness to things that people don't think is Black. That's right. So I don't think it's the album of the year play, because I think that it's going to be hard for her to gain the momentum there. Now, I think what it will do is it will expose how much of a good old boy system it is, because Beyonce is going to do numbers.
And it is.
It is.
And
that's what I'm saying. So she's going to do numbers, and it's going to be a good album. Like Beyonce is always going to put together the Avengers to make sure that the album, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that the album slaps.
Well, I mean,
right?
she has resources.
She has resources to do that. Her and Jay-Z going to put together a great country album.
Resources.
And then at the same time, too, she's from Texas.
She's from Texas.
She definitely grew up around country music. So she'll have the country sensibilities, and it's going to be a phenomenal album, in my opinion. I think she's going to kill it.
All right, hot take. All right.
But I don't
think... You have been inducted into the Beehive.
I don't think that's... Look, holla at me. Beyonce, you need a feature. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Beehive. I'll put on yellow and black for you. Don't break the plate. You know what I mean? I'm with it. So, that's my opinion.
All right.
So here's our last hot take. This is it. This
last hot take.
Make it a good one.
Let me try to reach deep, because we've been meddling around. Now I will say this, and this don't have to be burning hot. You can enter this with just a little bit of smoke. But there is this whole thing about how Christians should or should not engage Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Hollywood. Okay. And so I'm just curious about just your earned wisdom through the years.
Okay. Yeah.
Who should engage and who don't need to go out there at all?
What do you mean by Hollywood though?
I mean like the world of entertainment.
You're talking about just like entertainment?
Yeah, I mean the world of entertainment.
I see what you're saying.
That includes recreation. That includes, because I mean it's just like where business deals get done, right? And those spaces. But I'm just curious about your wisdom. What have you learned through the years?
So I think the thing, this is kind of my philosophy just in general in life.
Come on now.
You have to be wise just as a person.
Yes.
With me, I don't go into any space without people with me. Because like there's safety in the multitude of numbers, right? And safety in the multitude of counsel, right? Like the more people I have around me, the less I'm apt to do something stupid.
That's right.
Because I don't think there's a type of person that can go here or there.
That's right.
Because I would hate to say, oh, if you're this type of person, go to Hollywood, because you'll get cooked. Like
that's right.
You will get cooked. I mean, this is it's the world. Like but the thing is, it's dark, but also there's ways of like, oh, this isn't so bad. Yeah. You know, it's not that bad. Like, right. So I don't think that any Christian should be solo dolo just in any space. Like you want to bring your gang with you because you want your counsel and you want the people to keep you grounded.
That's right.
And I think that's what, it's not Hollywood. The world gonna be the world regardless. Right.
Yeah.
You can get in trouble down the street.
Period. Yep.
If you don't have people that are with you that can help you navigate that. So I think that it's less about Hollywood is the problem, and it's more about the immaturity.
Yeah.
And some people actually want that, but they act like they don't, right?
Well, yeah.
But you can tell by the way that people structure their life. Like if you don't have any guardrails around your life, and then you fall. The question is, well,
who's gonna pick you up?
Who gonna pick you up? But then it's also like, why didn't you put no guardrails around you from that thing? Why didn't you protect yourself? Like, if this house is about to catch on fire, I'm running out the front door. Right? And I'm not going in a house that's on fire without some kind of flame retardant outfit on, like a water hose, at least a super soaker. Like, I got something on me.
Invented by a black man.
You know what I mean? You heard what I'm saying, right?
Black history facts.
So, right. So I'm like, I think sometimes too, like artists, we want to blame our fallings on the devil or on the world, but sometimes our feelings are just our own personal things that we're wrestling with, and we're too afraid to admit. You know?
Pride comes before a fall.
Absolutely.
And so,
absolutely.
Thank you so much for your wisdom today, and look, and for playing this game along with us, and
good sport,
and being an exceptional sport. And we are so grateful that you all took the time to check out Truth's Table. Kimberly's gonna do what she does and dismiss you properly.
I sure am. No, thank you, Derek. And listen, Derek's serious about bringing his people with him. He brought his son with us. You never know what Truth's Table's gonna do.
You know what I'm saying?
You never know. Okay, he back up.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. Just in case I didn't know what I was walking into. You know what I mean?
Listen, because you know we're wide.
Right.
We're wide. You never know.
I didn't want to get beat up. So that's my little bodyguard, my little 10-year-old bodyguard.
Non-violent social act.
Wait, you know what? Before we go, Derek, any projects you want to let our audience know about? Anything you got coming up? Come on.
So we got Highlight Tapes Volume 2. That's on the way out. And then I just got singles upon singles dropping. Like, I have so much music dropping this year. So just stay in tune. DerekMiner.com. Tap in with your boy.
Awesome.
Come on now.
Awesome. Thank you.
And follow him on social media.
That's right. Follow him on social media.
Now I feel like y'all done bigged up on social media too much.
Well,
I got a little pressure on me
we've
now.
added audience and accountability.
Right. Okay. Hey, appreciate it.
You're good. You're good. No,
but Kimberly, he ain't really lit like that. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh my God.
We don't check our messages.
No. But thank you so much for taking a seat with us at the table. And of course, we want to thank our listeners for taking a seat at the table with us too. Please, let's keep the conversation going. Put your comments in the post. Tweet us your thoughts on X, formerly Twitter. Email us at asktruthstable@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts about this episode, Christianity and Pop Culture with Derek Miner. We're so grateful that you're here at this table. Black women, we have a Facebook discipleship group. So we are asking you to please fill out the 4 questions that we have so that you can be admitted into the group so that we can just have a good time and cat up in the Lord. Thank you so much for joining us at the table with your host, Christina Akemini, and Derek Miner that was here today. We'll see you soon on the next Truth Table. Bye, y'all.